Over the years, the issue of education inequalities has been a major concern to stakeholders, with its attendant impact on the development of the education sector in the country. Before now, the subject is limited to gender, religion, ethnic groups, but now it has stepped beyond these areas. In this report, correspondent Kulujo examines the widening gap of education inequalities and its impact in Nigeria. The report.
Nigeria is a country with a rapidly growing population with little improvement in the educational sector to make room for this constantly increasing population. It is also one of the countries with the sharpest educational inequalities in Africa. Girls receive far less education than boys. Northerners receive far less education than Southerners. Muslims receive far less education than Christians.
It does hinder development because when the people are not educated, there is no room for development. And if you want to give a man quality of life, if you want to give a man, when I mean man here, I'm being gender inclusive, any person that you want to give quality of life, the first gift is education.
Every person in Nigeria has the capacity to make Nigeria develop. So if there are some people that doesn't have that opportunity to get education, then development cannot be complete in Nigeria. So what we are saying is that we need everybody to be educated so that all will contribute their own quota to this economy of the country.
I would say that it is not efficient, ranging from infrastructure to management, administrative. It is not. For instance, I could remember when I was seeking for JAMB admission, I had to go through processes before I could register for JAMB. Even on the day I went for the examination, reaching the venue, I could not access the venue.
The above group inequalities tend to reinforce each other. If anything, educational inequalities in Nigeria have been increasing over the years. Compound the situation is a growing rate of inequalities to education between the able-bodied person and person living with disabilities. To educationists, this has further widened the inequality gap in the education sector in Nigeria.
It is an open, like it's an open secret that you can see even on the street, because people are not, the education system is not equal to everyone. You find out that most people who are even meant to be in education, you find them begging, because when you educate a mind, when you educate the mind of people, they will become productive. But because many people are not in school, they are not educated. You find them doing many things that are not meant to do. Like many of those people that are involved in insecurity today, you find out that many of them were not properly educated. Their mind is not exposed.
The Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, through the Equal Opportunity Group, has been at the forefront of ensuring that persons with disabilities are provided with a level playing field in accessing higher education.
Experts are of the view that all hands should be on the deck to reverse the trend and make quality education accessible to all Nigerians, irrespective of their gender, religion, or whatever differences that exist.
We are reminded of our collective responsibility to ensure that no individual is left behind in the quest for access to quality education. We reaffirm our commitment to advancing equal opportunity access to higher education for all, with particular emphasis on persons with disabilities.
Whether we have been able to effectively drive accessibility, that will depend on the practicality of that component of the policy. For me, for my response, I think we've only scratched the surface. There is a need to ensure that the environment for quality education is not only accessible, but is truly inclusive.
Policymakers should strive to reduce systemic educational group inequalities, while there is also a need for better data on educational quality and performance in developing countries like Nigeria. Kunle Ojo, Galaxy TV.